this is Britt Caswell with another example video. In today's video, I'm covering example 6 from section 5-4 in the SavvasRealize Algebra 2 textbook. The goal of this example is to solve a radical inequality. I thought this example was pretty cool. Has to do with the medical field and how to determine like the dosage on medicine, which is neat. So it says that the formula here takes the body surface area and it shows us how to calculate their body surface area, okay? Where h is their height and m is their mass in kilograms. Okay, so our problem says that a doctor is calculating a particular dose of medicine for a person whose BSA is less than 1.9. So it says if the patient is 160 centimeters tall, that's their height, what must the mass of the person be for the dose to be appropriate? So here we're trying to figure out what mass is almost equivalent to weight. We're trying to figure out what weight the person has to be for this medicine to not become an overdosage or an underdosage. So this square root of HM over 3600, that is their BSA, right? So we know that their height is 160 centimeters. And we don't know what their mass is, so we're going to call that M. And it says that their BSA is less than 1.9. Okay, so notice I essentially just filled in 1.9 for the BSA and then made sure that the alligator was eating it. Okay, so this is their mass and it has to be less than 1.9. Or sorry, this is their BSA and it has to be less than 1.9. So now I'm solving for M. Okay, so some of the stuff that I'm going to do to solve here. First, I'm going to square to get rid of the radical. And so when we square, we don't have to do anything weird with the inequality symbol. Like remember when you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip that inequality symbol. We don't have to do that here, so we're going to rejoice in that. And 1.9 times 1.9 is 3.61. Alright, now I'm going to multiply by that 3600 to get it out of the bottom of the fraction. And so when I do that, I get that 160 times the mass is less than, good grief. Did I do that right? Maybe I did that right. Let me double check. Yeah, I guess so. 12,996. Okay? And then to get rid of that 160, again, we're going to divide by 160. Now just remember, if that had been a negative for some reason, like you were doing some other equation, you'd have to flip the inequality symbol if you multiply or divide by a negative. We're not doing that here. It's a positive number. And when I do that, I get 81.225. Now remember, we are not animals, so we must answer word problems with word solutions. So, the person must have a mass less than, right? Less than because of that inequality chilling there. 81.225. And what mass were they using? In kilograms. So we're going to answer it about kilograms. So let's try that again. So now they give us the mass and they're trying to figure out the height of the person. Okay? So this is why they weigh you for various things in the doctor's office. So the BSA in this case must be less than 1.8, it says right there. We're looking for the height. We don't know the height. I'm just going to call it an H. Height and mass are multiplied together, so I'm just going to put the number here for mass, which is 75. And it's divided by 3600. So we're going to go through that same kind of process. I'm going to show you another way to calculate it that might make your life a little less frustrating. Actually, no, I'm not. We'll just suffer through it. So let's go ahead and let's take that radical and let's square it. Okay, we do it to both sides. So this turns into 75 times h over 3600 is less than 1.8 squared, which is 3.24. Now, this is essentially a fraction times h, right? So if you wanted to save yourself I mean, it's not really much work. It's one step of writing. But you can multiply by the reciprocal fraction like this, and it has the same effect of getting rid of the fraction. So I'd have h is less than, so it literally just saves me one step of writing, which for lazy like I am, why not, you know? So I got 155.52. Okay, and again, polite society, we answer word problems with word solutions. So the person must be less than 155.52. And what is their height discussing? You got to talk about that meter, or that unit. Okay, so notice how I double check what unit we're discussing and make sure that I put that in my answer as well. So there we have it. That is how to solve a radical inequality. Until next time.